Sworn to Justice. Is this a bad movie? Let's get into it. Sworn to Justice is from 1996. It lasts just over an hour and 35 minutes. It stars Cynthia Rothrock as Jana. Yeah, a lawyer. Remember that? She's a lawyer. Okay, if I seen that, you'll see. What's the tagline? Revenge has never been so sweet. Okay, that's not really got much to do with the movie, but okay. The movie opens with Jana returning home one night and she finds her sister and her sister's son dead. Yeah. Do they all live together? I don't actually know that, but they all seem to. I don't know. Anyway, they're dead, so she instantly steals her sister's necklace. Yeah. And then we find out the killers are still in the house. Yeah, so they jump out to them, have got masks on, well, stockings over their head, which hide nothing about their faces. Use a thicker denier next time. And then their boss comes out, he's got no mask. She fights them, she beats up two of them, but then the third guy pulls out a gun, so she flees. Yeah, she runs off, jumps out of the building, hits a tree on the way down, crashes into the ground. That she's fine. Well, she's not that fine to be fair, because she ends up in hospital. She goes home from hospital after, I don't know how long, to find a detective in her apartment. Yeah. Has he been there the whole time, waiting? Has she been in hospital for 6 months, and he's been there every single day, waiting for her to show up? Just go to the hospital, mate! His name is Detective Briggs, and he stands way too close to her. Well, pretty soon Jana is back at work. Yeah, she's a lawyer, remember. Yeah, and her best friend at work is a woman named Lorraine. She introduces Jana to the new start. Yeah, this hunky young guy, Nicholas. Kurt McKinney. Yeah. Kurt McKinney from No Retreat, No Surrender, and the only other movie I've ever seen him in other than No Retreat, No Surrender. He's a star, yeah. She clearly likes him, he likes her, and then that night, on the way home from work, Jana stops in at a little store, 7-Eleven or something like that. Yeah, the place is empty. There's a baseball cap lying on the counter. So she touches it. Why not? And we find out, by the way, she's psychic. Yeah. They choose this moment to show us that she is actually psychic.
God, that came out of nowhere.
She picks up the baseball cap and she gets visions that the member of staff in this shop is being held in the storeroom by some goons. So she goes through, and it's this huge storeroom. It's pretty big actually for the size of the shop. Anyway, she goes through and she finds, right enough, the member of staff is being held there by some goons. So she dates on that to jaunty Latino music. And then she ties a knot so they can fart in each other's faces. Seriously.
911 emergency.
Gotta send an ambulance.
The next day, Jana decides, maybe I should go and test out my psychic powers. So she goes to this psychic research centre where the doctor, another guy from Star Trek, what's his name? Chekhov. Yeah, Walter Koenig. He is the doctor. Apparently he's a nightmare on set. Just making everyone's life miserable. Good for him. Right. Anyway, she fails every single test they give her. And on the way out, Chekhov is like, don't worry, that probably means you are psychic. What? As if to prove the point, we see a young girl also leaving the centre. She won't speak to anyone. She seems traumatised, but no one could get anything out of her. So Jana touches her jacket and she gets visions that the little girl is being held at home in a closet. Yeah. And they do nothing about it. That scene is there solely to show us that Jana actually is psychic, but they don't do anything to help that little girl. Maybe it's in the sequel. Maybe.
No sequel for you.
So at night, Jana heads out to find her sister's killers. She stumbles upon a baseball bat that one of the killers owned. She gets a vision of where he is. Yeah, this is the name on the guy that had the gun, the guy that didn't have the mask. Yeah, she finds him on the street, literally trying to and right in the street. Yeah. They have a little fight. The woman escapes, thankfully. He drops his gun. They both go for it. He almost manages to get it, but he thinks, nah, forget that, and just runs off. I don't know why. Anyway, he goes home and just plays air guitar for a bit. Yeah. She follows him though, comes into his apartment, they have a little fight, and she kicks him onto like a table leg or a chair leg or something. Yeah, so he is gored to death. And he's standing there bleeding to death, and she says, well, there's nothing I can do for you. So long. Yeah, she just leaves him to die. She's a lawyer. Yeah. Pretty soon there's a staff party. She ends up going home with Nicholas after the party. And as soon as he gets back to his huge apartment, he just goes and gets changed into workout gear. Yeah, he goes and gets changed into his rattiest, smelliest old clothing he can. How to woo a lady. So he does a little bit of a karate demonstration for her. Yeah, and then she says, I'll do one for you. And gets into her underwear. Yeah, she does. And she does some karate stuff for him. And then they have sex. Yes, they do. A lot in this movie. Yeah, they're very horny for each other. Young love. Well, so for the next portion of the movie, Jana is spending her days frolicking with Nicholas. Frolicking. Frolicking topless. Yeah. And she spends her nights tracking down bad guys. Yeah, because she's a lawyer. Just a lawyer. Not Daredevil. Yeah. She finds who she thinks is the big boss guy. His name is Eugene. What? Yeah, Eugene. But before she reaches him, she meets some guys in a car park, and they have a gunfight. She's a lawyer. Yeah. I know I keep saying it, but she's just a lawyer. She's not got military background or police background or special forces training. She's a lawyer who happens to, like, be psychic. Yeah. And now she's a murderer. Yeah, she shoots these guys, and, well, she drives a car into one of them, and then goes, it's... Yeah. I don't even know how she done that, because there's no one in the driver's seat. She's up on the higher level, looking down when the guy is crushed to death by the car. Yeah, so he won't even hear it's... Yeah, but my point is, who's driving the car? Did she set off the handbrake? Did she use her psychic powers? Can she suddenly do that? Well, she doesn't for the rest of the movie. No, she doesn't. Who knows?
Oops.
Anyway, eventually she tracks down a large portion of the gang in a garage. Yeah, a garage is in like a mechanic's garage, where there are actual mechanics just doing their job. And she sets the place on fire. Yeah, she does. She fights some bad guys and then blows the place up. And there are actual just regular mechanics, not affiliated with the bad guys. R.I.P. to them, I guess so. But the person who gets to the worst is Eugene's brother. Yeah, he is fried to a crisp. And then they see him later, right? And he's alive. But he's like a man made out of charcoal, wearing a little wig. It's hilarious. It's the best thing I've ever seen in a movie. It is weird looking. Now it turns out Lorraine, Jana's best friend at work, has also been trying to find out who this criminal gang is, and she finds out the truth, but then she's blown up in a car bomb. Yeah, well, she's got a tiny little burn mark on her face, even though she's just been literally exploded. And then she slowly dies. Yeah. But she lets us know the actual big boss is Detective Briggs. Ha-ha! There's a big fight in Eugene's bar. Jana takes out some guys. Nicholas appears. Yeah, he gets to take out Eugene by stabbing him in the neck with a broken bottle. Yeah, and then jumping out of the way a shotgun blast. Yeah, he was already dying, but the shotgun blast, I guess, finished him off. Meanwhile, Jana chases Briggs up to the roof. They have a little conversation. And then Nicholas appears. he gets shot in the shoulder. And then Jana just kicks him through a skylight. Yeah. He falls to his death. It's over. And Nicholas is fine. Yeah. And then it's the next day, back at work. Jana and Nicholas are meeting in a hallway, and they're still horny as hell. They start to kiss, and then freeze frame. That's the end of the movie. Yeah. Did you see the guy, by the way? There was one bit we didn't speak about, where a piece of information Jana needs comes from a guy who she is defending in court. Yeah. Oh yeah, that guy. Yeah. Something about a teddy bear. Yeah, it's all this. We won't get into it because it'll add another 20 minutes to this video. But that's Brad Dourif. Who? He is the voice of Chucky. Ah! Well, glad to see he's doing well. Right. That is Sworn to Justice from 1996. Let us know what you think. Hit like, hit subscribe, watch another video.